Good morning. Good morning. And welcome. I'm going to kind of rotate here. My name is Nicole Osee. My pronouns are she and her, and I serve on your fellowship board of directors. I want to thank you all for being here today and extend a special welcome to any visitors. If you would like more information about the fellowship, please visit the welcome table in the fireside room, and for new folks, that's the room out there, or sign our virtual guest book at uufames.org/guestbook. Whether joining us from home or here in Fellowship Hall, we invite you to stay after the service for Coffee Fellowship, where you can introduce yourself and join in conversation with kindred spirits. We have a couple of announcements this morning. First, Deb Klein's Soul Collage art has graced our walls for about a month now. If you haven't had a chance to take a closer look, we invite you to take the time to do so, and then check out her upcoming workshops celebrating the healing power of the arts. A poster is on the bulletin board as you exit Fellowship Hall, or check out the gallery's page on our website. Workshops start this week. Next weekend is Ames Pride. Yeah, and we encourage everyone to join in the celebration of diverse community. The Downtown Festival is on Saturday, and we're looking for more volunteers to staff our booth and share our welcome with the community, especially the 9 a.m. set-up slot. Please talk to Jamie Gerganis, who is out at the visitors table. And on Sunday, next week, we will not be here in our building. We will be joining a number of other area churches for a community pride workshop at the ISU Memorial Union.
That's worship, not workshop. Nobody has
worship, blah, blah, blah. Be sure to join us there or catch the service online. So, on behalf of this caring, nurturing congregation, I welcome each and every one of you to this sacred space. Here, we invite you into an experience of transformation, hope, renewal, and connections, which may inspire you to understand life in new ways. Thank you for joining us today.
Today, for this in-gathering service, we've turned to face each other, to create a circle of community, and to feel the power of our connectedness. Reverend Kelly invites us to consider ritual as a container in which something happens. And in this case, where we create stronger bonds with each other and the most essential elements of nature. Soon, we will call the directions, a practice that comes to us from pagan and indigenous traditions, which are grounded in respect and reverence for the natural world. Each of the directions is associated with an element of the natural world and represents some part of our human nature as well. Some of you may enjoy this mystical and poetic practice. But if you're one who finds this a little too woo-hoo, the invitation here is to participate with an open mind. Let yourself go with it and not get too hung up on the factual applications. We are creating space together and holding each other and our planet in care. For our purposes today, we are going beyond mere words to do so. You'll be asked to rise in body or spirit and turn to face the east, which, for us here in Fellowship Hall, is the windows. Then we will turn a quarter to the south, the west, and the north, and back here to the center. And each time, we'll repeat the words, "Welcome, spirits of the direction we face." 2 notes for us. If you are unable to stand and or turn, please sit comfortably where you are and don't try to crane your neck around to the direction. Take care of your bodies first. For our folks online, you may wish to identify which direction is east from where you sit and follow along with us as we move. We can't do this wrong, and all levels of participation are welcome. Now, please stand as you are able and face the east.
Spirits of the East, we welcome your clear light of morning, the air of springtime, the breath of inspiration. Imbue us with energy for the community of all living things of which we are a part. Welcome, Spirits of the East.
Welcome, spirits of the East.
If you haven't already, please turn 1/4 to your right. I'm over here. Spirits of the South, we welcome your bright light of noonday sun, the heat of summer, the fire of creativity. Imbue in us passion for our planet and for each other. Welcome, Spirits of the South.
Welcome, spirits of the South.
And another quarter turn to your right. Spirits of the West, we welcome your sweet, lingering light of dusk, the water of emotion that flows within and among our community. Imbue us with reverence for all the precious waters of life. Welcome, Spirits of the West.
Welcome, spirits of the West.
Spirits of the North, We welcome your deepest dark of midnight, the mysteries of the earth and stone and bone. Imbue in us the strength and resilience of our ancestors. Welcome, spirits of the North.
Welcome, spirits of the North.
And now turn toward the center. Spirits of the center, we welcome you as timeless and complete, the place where love prevails. Imbue us with the peace and humility that comes from openness to all wisdom. Welcome, spirits of the center.
Welcome, spirits
Of the center.
And rather than being seated, let's stay standing as you're able and sing Blue Boat Home. Those of you who are facing the screen can see it. The rest of you may want to, you can face however you want to face. It could be chaos. But let's sing Blue Boat Home.
Rain falls upon the surface of the earth, and pulled by gravity, each drop begins to flow downhill. Drop merges with drop, flowing together into a trickle, a streamlet, a creek, a mighty river flowing onward. Some of the water seeps down into the earth itself as groundwater or deep aquifers, where it will stay for days, years, or even millennia, until it's pulled up again by tree roots, wells, springs, and geysers, rejoining the dance, the flowing, flowing, flowing. The water flows on until it collects in ponds, lakes, seas, and vast oceans, and all all the while the sun's rays warm the water, pulling it back into vapor, so light that it can rise up, up, up. Each molecule moving on its own again, rising into the highest atmosphere, buoyant and swirling up to where the air grows cool and the water vapor slows and cools and begins to turn again back to droplets. Droplets find droplets and join together again and again, forming clouds, growing heavier and heavier. Until at last, the weight of them pulls them down again, and rain falls on the surface of the earth again. We're going with it today, y'all. Everywhere,
The surface of the earth again.
everywhere on earth, at every moment, is somewhere in this cycle. Cycles upon cycles, falling, flowing, sinking, transforming, rising again and again and again. And to represent this ever-flowing cycle, we're going to move our bodies a little bit this morning. We'll stay seated. First, we'll do the wave with our rain fingers. So I want to see your rain fingers. Loosen up those arms and loosen up those wrists. And then we'll make a rain shower. We'll start by rubbing our hands together. And then we'll clap. I'm sorry, snap, snap, clap, stomp. And then we'll back you out of all of that with another wave. And I will start leading, and then you guys can just follow Madison around. Just do what we do. We got this. Wave. One more time. That was such a great way to wake up our bodies this morning, and a great way to feel connected to the cycle of water in our bodies. Did you know our planet has all the water it will ever have and has ever had? This water cycle has been spiraling around and around for more than 4.5 billion years. This means that the water we gather in our annual ritual today comes from all over the world and also from all across time on the earth. The water we gather today has traveled through the root systems of trees long since returned to soil, burst from geysers that ceased spraying millennia ago, and flowed down rivers that have changed course entirely over billions of years. This morning, we also remember that the water cycle doesn't only involve rivers and plants and clouds, but also involves creatures. The water cycles through us too, coming in and out of our bodies in so many different ways. And that means that the molecules in the lake, or in the water of Iowa Creek and the Skunk River and Ada Hayden Lake could have been in the tears of the joy and sorrow cried by the first person who ever felt love. or that water from the fellowship sink contains within it molecules that were once the best chicken soup someone ever ate, or in the sweat of the people who built our fellowship and our town, or in the blood of the mothers that birthed our grandmothers, 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 or even in dinosaur pee. I wonder what and when and where else do you imagine this water has been? Any ideas? A glacier.
Filtered through the mussels in the Wapsipinicon River.
Filtered through the mussels on the rocks of the
On the Wapsipinicon River.
on the Wapsipinicon River. Any others?
Margarita.
Margarita.
Can't beat that. I don't know if I got that.
How do you mean?
The sweat of a cyclone player.
Oh, in the sweat of a cyclone player.
In fires.
In fires. Yes. Root beer. Yay. As we gather the waters of community this morning, let us remember that they connect us to everything that has ever been and everything that will ever be. That is the power of the water we share.
We will now give and receive our offering this morning. Please know that this morning, half of the non-pledge offering will be donated to the Iowa UU Witness and Advocacy Network, or IUWAN. IUWAN connects and engages Iowa Unitarian Universalists in social action by building coalitions of UUs and partnerships with other groups and organizations. They advocate for policies of equity, fairness, and inclusion in our state. The other half of the offering will support programs here in our fellowship that make this a community of inspiration, transformation, and belonging. We'll pass the baskets here in Fellowship Hall, but alternatively, you can go to uufames.org/give to make your contribution today. And if you are visiting, please know that your presence here is gift enough.
The ocean is the beginning of the earth. All life comes from the sea. All life comes from the sea. The ocean is the beginning of the earth. The ocean is the beginning of the earth. All life comes from the sea. All life comes from the sea. And so it is. And so it is the beginning of the earth. We are born of water, both in the planetary sense, in that all life does indeed come from the sea, and in the bodily sense, that each one of us, each and every one of us, were water creatures. We were water creatures living in the liquid of amniotic fluid before we were born. We have this in common with all mammals and other animals too. And in the most basic sense, as Dana said to us, we are truly connected to all life. And so too is our congregation connected to each other and to all life. Look at us, this circle, this ingathering of dear souls, of dear people, and new faces, and young faces, and older faces, and everywhere in between. Imagine if you could chart our connections, all the people that you individually are connected to, all across the state or the country. Some people you may not want to be connected to, meh. But our connections, still we are connected all across the country, all across the globe, in fact. Somewhere, somehow among us through these connections, we're connected to those astronauts who got stuck on the space station. Somehow we're connected to certainly to the people who built the space station, to the scientists who figured out the formula. In thought and word and deed, we are connected to all life on the planet. I think that's remarkable. It gets me out of my own troubles, whatever they are, of the day, and expands my view. And I think that's what we do here together when we face each other across a circle, when we meet across a potluck, when we share a meal, or we share a glass of lemonade or a cup of coffee, or somebody brings us treats. We connect, we connect. When we join our voices in song, when we breathe in and out together, we are so deeply connected in a world that is starved of connection. We come here to be more closely connected. It's radical, I tell you. It is radical to do this thing. There is an epidemic of loneliness in this country, and we come here as a solution to that disconnection, that disintegration. We come here to help integrate ourselves more fully into what it means to be a human and a living being on this planet. Our congregation is connected to all life, and we continue building here with the values that we represent and that we hold dear and get more deeply into ourselves and live out into the world. What good is a value if we don't live it out in the world? We learn how each other does that. How do you do that? And you do that, and you do that. How do you live it out? so that we can learn from each other and go live it out that way too. Building here what values we represent, what we stand for, who we give comfort to, how we serve the community, both within and beyond these walls, to whom we are accountable. We are born of water. We are accountable to water. We are accountable to land. We are accountable to our fellow creatures on the land. We are accountable to each other, both within and beyond our walls. I said in my newsletter note this week, ritual is poetic and action is prose. Action requires us to learn some things. It requires a set of things to do. It requires some organizing to be together, to do some things and do some good. So a couple of people reached out to me this week and said, well, you're talking about water. Would you talk about the water, land, and legacy bond that's coming up on the November ballot? And I thought, well, you know, I'm new in town. I can learn a thing or two. Action is prose. And our ritual should prompt us to want to take action. Now, I don't know enough about the issue to know if this is, we should vote yes. If I see nods around the room, that we should vote yes. I kept that out of my newsletter column, vote yes. I thought that was a step too far. But people have joined together to say, here are concrete actions we can take. This is not the only one. You know of other environmental actions that we can do and ways that we can use our agency for good in the ways that we vote, in the ways that we support candidates, in the ways that we show up for environmental causes. Those are the prose that go with the poetry of gathering our water together. This water that we gather together today is both magic and completely not magic. It's water, H2O, right? We heard the story of it in these beautiful poetic words. Water is life, Minnie Wiconi, as the indigenous people in Minnesota say, Minnie Wiconi, water is life. And the water that runs through the river and comes out the kitchen sink is both our everyday blessing and magic in that it connects us to all things. I think that's remarkable. Just like our life. When you get up and you put your feet on the floor in the morning, that's magic. And it's also every day until the day it's not. Right? We will miss the life-giving water when we don't have it, and that's why we must protect it. So what will happen with our water that we collect today? Well, the water that we collected last year, today we returned into the water system. And this water that we collect will save for the opportunity for a child dedication, should we have one to do this year. It gets boiled before we do it. No worries, the water will get boiled. And I think we'll begin using some of this water in a ritual way in our service of silent witness that we do each month. We'll begin using that in a ritual way. So this water will come back to bless us again and again. And at the end of this year, and when we do this next year, we'll return it to the earth and to the water cycle. It's not magic, it's not holy water, except that it is. It's all holy water. It's all blessed and sacred. And the more we treat it as blessed and sacred, the more we treat each other as blessed and sacred and reclaim those words, the more we reclaim those words of blessed and sacred from religious tyranny, from religious abuse and intolerance, the more we create a safe and loving place here. To cleanse each other and the world. So we sang, born of water, cleansing, powerful, healing, changing. We are born of water, cleansing, powerful, healing, changing. We are. And so how do we do this? We cleanse each other and the world of cynicism and despair. We build a base of power to change our corner of the world, as water is a powerful shaper of unmovable stone. We heal the scars of religious abuse and intolerance and tyranny. And we are willing to be changed by what we've started. We are willing to be changed by what we've started, to be fluid and flexible in changing times. Those are the promises of our connection to water, poetic and prosaic. Born of water, we are. So here's the invitation for how we'll share our water. Wherever your water comes from, whether it's your kitchen sink or travels far afield, you get to decide which direction you'd like to go to. Now let me say this, I see a couple of looks at each other going, I forgot my water today. Don't worry if you didn't bring water. We have water for you. You get to decide which direction you go. Let's say your home is to the south of here. You might want to take your water to the south. If you gathered your water from, let's say, Colorado, you may want to go to the west. But it's up to you. Now, there will be a water bearer at each place and to greet you at the direction, and so you can share with them a few words about where your water comes from, or what this direction means to you. Now, if you didn't bring water, you can pour some from the pitcher there into the vase. We are tight in Fellowship Hall today, and we're going to bump into each other. We're going to get close to each other. That's okay. We'll figure it out. And if you are unable to get up and move to a place where water is, please raise your hand, and one of our young water bearers will come to you. So that's how we'll do that. And online folks, we invite you to either pour your water into a plant nearby or get a drink, get a glass of water to drink. And you can chat about online where your water is from. So now, let's give and receive the sustaining waters of life, please. As we sing again, born of water, cleansing, powerful, healing, changing, we are born of water, cleansing, powerful, healing, changing. We are born of water, cleansing, powerful, healing, changing. We are born of water, cleansing, powerful, healing, changing. We are born of water, cleansing, powerful, healing, changing. We are. We'll close the directions now. We'll start here in the center and reverse the way we went before. So we'll start here and then we'll go to the north. Spirits of the center, thank you for helping us cultivate and gather wisdom and peace. Hail and farewell, spirits of the center.
Hail and farewell, spirits of the center.
Please stand as you're able and turn toward the north.
Spirits of the north, thank you for helping us cultivate and gather in the strength of the earth and of our ancestors. Hail and farewell, spirits of the north. Hail and farewell, spirits of the north.
Spirits of the West, thank you for helping us cultivate and gather in reverence for the waters of life. Hail and farewell, spirits of the West.
Hail and farewell, spirits of the West.
Excuse me. Spirits of the South, thank you for helping us cultivate and gather in the fire of passion for our planet. Hail and farewell, spirits of the South.
Hail and farewell, spirits of the South.
Spirits of the East, thank you for helping us cultivate and gather in inspiration and energy to protect all living things. Hail and farewell, spirits of the East.
Hail and farewell, spirits of the East. We turn back to the center.
We say thank you to all of the many, many people who made this service possible today. The water bearers, young and older, the tech crew, the recorder consort, our musicians, our staff, Dana and Madison. Thank you, everyone, for your good help today. The circle is open but unbroken. Merry meet and merry part and merry meet again. And we will sing.